Hello, today is Monday, May the 11th. And you see the email, I sent an email out yesterday. Hopefully you got it, overview of the week. In fact, really this week and the early parts of next week. So this is our last chapter. Be no exams for the semester. So this would be a chapter test. We're on chapter 23 again today, and we'll test on that next Wednesday. Okay, so let me take you through this in case you get the email yesterday. So today, we're going to go over chapter 23A, the digestive system. There are no exams. We have a test on this next Wednesday, okay? In fact, there's no live Zoom this week either. Just everything's on video. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're going to have video lessons covering the chapter 23, okay? And I'll do a review on Friday. Tuesday and Thursday, you work on questions on page 456, questions 1 to 18. Okay, so do that Tuesday and Thursday, and then once you send that in to me on Friday. Okay, and then next week, really we won't have, there'll be nothing on Monday and Tuesday, and we have a test on chapter 23, which will be on Google Form document on Wednesday. We spread everything out so you won't have a bunch of tests on one day. So, all right, so make sure you get that. If you have a question about it, you can email me. All right, let's look at this particular chapter 23, entitled Energy, and about the digestive system, urinary system. Okay, so how does energy come from food? Okay, what does our body do to get energy from food and use it? All right, so first of all, this is an overview. If you take anatomy, you'll cover this a little more in depth. Okay, so what's the structure of the digestive system? So I'm going to go through this kind of quickly. Okay, so we spent a whole section on this in anatomy, but the alimentary canal is our digestive tract. Okay, it's also called the gastrointestinal tract or the GI tract. Okay, so it has different names, all mean the same thing. It starts with the oral cavity, which is the mouth. Okay, and you have a variety of teeth, which we won't get into. There's no diagrams. Again, if you get into anatomy, you'll have diagrams of the teeth and then digestive system. But your teeth are set up so that you have different teeth that do a variety of different things, like your eye teeth and bicuspids and tricuspids. Some teeth are made for tearing, other teeth are made for biting. So I have different types of teeth. Right? Mechanical digestion occurs when you chew up your food. So you have two types of digestion that occurs in your body: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. As you chew up your food, that's mechanical digestion. Okay, there's some mechanical digestion also occurs in the stomach because you have muscles in the stomach that turns food up. That's mechanical digestion. Okay, chemical digestion also begins in the mouth as your saliva builds up. You have chemicals in the saliva like amylase that begin a chemical digestion process. Okay, the esophagus leads to the stomach. So the food has to be chewed up and swallowed. It's going to pass through the throat, which is your pharynx. When you swallow it, there's a little thing called the glottis, which closes the door. It's a trap door that keeps food from getting into the trachea, the windpipe. Okay, so bolus is the partially digested food that you're swallowing. Okay, and then the muscular contraction of the digestive walls is called the peristalsis. So peristalsis is a muscle contraction of the digestive system. Okay, so your digestive tract is really made up of 4 layers, and one layer is a muscle layer, muscularis layer, which is muscle. Okay, so I hope you get this. All right, the stomach. As the food makes its way to your stomach, there's also mechanical and chemical digestion as it churns it up. When you're going to have a semi-liquid, which is we call chyme, and it's the material that when it leaves the stomach, I got living the stomach here. Let me change that. When it leaves the stomach, it's going to be a semi-liquid, and that's called chyme. Okay, so it's going to further digest itself in the stomach, mechanically and chemically. All right, the small intestine, it's long. Actually, it's 20 feet long, but it's small in diameter. This is where more digestion occurs, which finishes up. Okay, a lot of digestion occurs in the stomach, and then some finishes up though in the small intestine, and then the liquid portion is absorbed into the bloodstream through the villi, okay, which is in the small intestine. It's in the folds. Small intestine is very long and it folds back and forth. So in those folds, you have villi that absorbs the liquid portion of this material into the bloodstream. Okay, and you need the bloodstream. Okay. Large intestine is called the colon. There's actually 5 parts to that. It's 5 feet in length, but it's very large in diameter. And this is just materials being eliminated from the body through the elimination, through the rectum. Okay, so that's just an overview very quickly. There's a lot more going on there, but I won't get into great detail on this. Okay, so accessory organs that help your digestive system that aren't really actual part of the digestive system, but they're important. Salivary glands, where the saliva produces different types of chemicals. You have the liver. The liver produces bile. Bile emulsifies, which means breaks apart fats in the digestive process. Fats are also called lipids. Okay, so it's very important to have those broken apart so they can be digested and stored in smaller sections if they're not used. All right, the gallbladder stores bile until it's needed. Does some other things as well. It's not the only thing it does. And pancreas secretes digestive enzymes that are very important for digestive system. Okay, the appendix is very small, about the size of the end of your little finger. It's attached to the outside of the colon. It's a lymphatic organ. If the appendix were to become inflamed and get really large, you could, before it will start hurting before it bursts, which would be dangerous and bad. It would go in and remove the appendix. You have other lymphatic organs in your body, like your tonsils and things that can take over. The appendix has to be taken out. You don't want it to burst if it were to become inflamed. All right, so these are accessory organs. All right, the function of the digestive system, there's 6 categories of dietary needs. First one is vitamins. Now, most of them are not made in the human body, so you have to get these from the foods that you eat. If you eat the right kind of foods, you get the right kind of vitamins that your body needs. Okay, so you could do doctors could do a blood test. They can determine what type of vitamins you have in your system and if you have the right kind. Okay, but if you eat the right foods, you get the right kind of vitamins. Okay, a good balanced diet is going to give you a variety of vitamins that are both water soluble and fat soluble. Water soluble just go through your body, like vitamin C is a water soluble. Okay, you get that in the foods you eat, but you don't really need it. Sometimes people think when they get colds and like that, they need vitamin C, which may be helpful, but you don't want to overdo it. So it just goes through your system. Your body doesn't store if it doesn't use it. So fat soluble vitamins like vitamin E and vitamin K, those can be stored. Okay, minerals like iron, calcium, sodium, these are, again, come through from the foods that we eat. But very important. Iron is important for hemoglobin. We learned in the last chapter that transports oxygen through your body. Very, very important for you. Calcium is really important for your bones, to build strong bones. You store calcium in your bones. Sodium is you get from salt. Sodium is an electrolyte that floats around in our blood system, and the liquid portion of our blood system. Right, there's others as well. So these are all minerals. Okay, water is very, very important for fluid balance. You're eliminating water from your body in different ways, and then you got to bring water in. So it's very important for your body to have water. Okay, and good sources of fats or lipids, not bad sources, but good sources of fats. Your body will store those. They don't use them, and those are all important. Okay, so these are 4. Also, there's carbohydrates we get in the foods we eat. Okay, which is carbon and oxygen, and then proteins, which we also get in the foods we eat. Okay, so fats, carbohydrates, and proteins are really the things that we look at when we look at our diet. Okay, good carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, a bad processed food has bad carbohydrates. Your body doesn't digest those very well. But good carbohydrates like whole grain food and things like that will, be good for you. Okay, but it's not really go into all the nutrition right now, but breaking down fat, we do that in anatomy, break down fats. We have a whole chapter on this. We talk about good nutrition. So, okay, again, as I mentioned earlier, digestion is both mechanical and chemical. In the mouth, for example, you have your teeth, which chews up your food, which is mechanical, and you have amylase in the saliva, which is chemical. Okay, so the whole process There's both going on in throughout your digestive tract. Your stomach, it mashes up and grinds foods. Okay, you have peristalsis going on, which is that muscular contraction. That when it mashes up and grinds the food, that's a mechanical digestion, physical. And pepsin is as well as other types of you have hydrochloric acid and things like that in your stomach that leads to chemical digestion as well. Okay, so whenever your stomach growls and you're about ready to eat, that's just those digested juices turning over inside your system, in your stomach. In your intestine, you have digestive enzymes. You have lipase and amylase from the pancreas. Lipase breaks down, helps to digest fats. Don't get this confused with bile. Bile is what emulsifies and breaks apart for fats that's going to be stored. But if your fats that have to be used and absorbed and digested, lipase will do that. And then amylase breaks down and digests. These are chemical digestion of the intestine. Okay, and these are both secreted from enzymes secreted from the pancreas. All right, so the primary purpose of carbohydrates is to provide the energy necessary to make ATP during cellular respiration. That's why it's really important to have a balanced diet and good carbohydrates in your diet. The digestive system in the human body works with other systems and voluntary muscles. Digestive system feeds that, the distribution of nutrients from food. Lacteals, these absorb dietary fats in the small intestine. All right, so all this is how our body digestive system works with the parts of our body. Some vitamin D comes from the skin through sunlight, which we need vitamin D. It's important. Our body needs that. Excess energy, we said before, is stored as fat in adipose tissues. Okay, as fat tissue. Okay, so all right, question 1. Okay, so mechanical digestion takes place in which two digestive organs? Basically the mouth and the stomach. You find that in your book, page 444 and 448. All right, and then describe peristalsis as the muscle contractions that push food along the alimentary canal, page 444. Okay, all right, on Wednesday, remember tomorrow, there's no video lesson tomorrow. You're working on those questions, page 456, but we'll talk about how the body removes metabolic waste. Okay, all right, have a good day. If you have a question, you can get in touch with me.